जय गणपति जय उमासुत शंकर सुमना जय जय श्री निर्मला सदा बसो हृदय सदा बसो हृदय श्री गणपति दाता नमो नमे श्री गणपति दाता नमो नमे श्री गणपति दाता नमो नमे श्री निर्मल माता नमो नमे श्री गणपति दाता नमो नमे
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அனைவருக்கும் காலை வணக்கம். நாம் அனைவரும் அன்னையை வணங்கி குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம். அன்னை அவர்கள் 1987 டிசம்பர் 21 ராகுரி பூஜையை கூறிய வார்த்தை சொற்பொழிவிலிருந்து சில மேற்கோள். சஹஜ யோகிகள் கடலின் அடிப்பகுதி போன்றவர்கள். கடல் எப்படி இருப்பினும் அடிப்பகுதி பெரியதாக இருக்கும். அதுபோலவே விழிப்புற்ற சஹஜ யோகிகள் இருக்க வேண்டும். கடலை மனதால் அளக்கத் தொடங்கும் போதே அதன் அளவு வரையறைக்குள் வராமல் பெரியதாகிக் கொண்டே போகிறது. சஹஜ யோகிகளை தவிர உங்களுக்கு இந்த உலகில் வேறு எவரும் அன்பு செலுத்த முடியாது. நீங்கள் வாழ்க்கை மரத்தினுள் இருக்கிறீர்கள். மற்றவர்கள் அந்த மரத்தின் மேல் இல்லை. நாம் அவர்களை திருப்திப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்ற அவசியமில்லை. நீங்கள் தடுமாறாமல் உங்களுக்குள் நீங்கள் சஹஜ யோகிகள் என்ற நிலைப்பாட்டுடன் தங்களை தாங்களே உயர்த்தி கொள்ள வேண்டும். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கவனத்தை நம்முடைய இதயத்தில் வைத்து நாம் அன்னையிடம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்வோம். தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் தூய்மையாக ஆத்மாவாக இருக்கின்றோம். தயவு செய்து தாங்கள் எங்களுடைய இதயத்திற்குள் வந்து அமர்ந்திடுங்கள். தாயே, தங்களிடமிருந்து வருகின்ற தெய்வீக நுண் அதிர்வுகளை நாங்கள் முழுமையாக உட்கிரகிப்பதற்கு தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு அனுமதி தாருங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, இன்றைய காலை தியானம் செய்வதற்காக நாங்கள் அனைவரும் தங்கள் முன் அமர்ந்துள்ளோம். எங்களின் இந்த தியானத்தை தொடங்குவதற்கு அனுமதி தாருங்கள் அம்மா. கவனம் நமது சகஸ்ராவில் வைத்து 3 மகா மந்திரங்களையும் மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரத்தையும் கூறுவோம். साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. மெதுவாக நமது இரு கைகளையும் பூமி தாயின் மீது வைத்து கவனத்தை நம்முடைய 2 கைகளிலும் சஹஸ்ராராவிடம் வைத்திருப்போம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய பாதங்கள் தங்கள் மீது படுவதற்காக எங்களை மன்னிப்பீர்களாக. தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களை சுத்திகரிப்பு செய்து சமநிலையில் நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் நிலைத்திருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி தேவி சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि भूमि देवी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. இடாநாடி நமது கவனத்தை இடாநாடியிலும் சஹஸ்ராராவிலும் வைத்திருப்போம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய இடது நாடியை சுத்திகரிப்பு செய்திடுங்கள். தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எல்லா கவலைகளிலிருந்தும் விடுபட்டு விட்டோம். எங்களின் ஒரே ஆசை தூய்மையான ஆத்மாவாக மாறுவதுதான். நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய இடது பக்கத்தில் அமைதியை உணர்கிறோம். நாங்கள் சுஷுமனா நாடியோடு இணைகிறோம். தாயே, தங்களிடத்தில் நாங்கள் முழுமையாக சரணடைகிறோம். கவனம் நம்முடைய இடது மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் செலுத்தி ஸ்ரீ கணேச அதர்வசிஷம் கூறுவோம். கணேச மந்திரம் ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री निर्मल गणेशा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं तर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं कल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् आत्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अव त्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवादातारम् अवानुचानुमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चादात् अवय पुरस्तात् अवोदरादात् अवय दक्षिणादात् अवय शोर्वादात् अवादरादात् सर्वदो मां बाहि बाहि समं दात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वष्टिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रतीदि त्वं भूमिरावो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाग्वदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देशत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितियोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वं योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वं इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मपूर्भुवस्वरों कणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादिं तदनन्तरम् अनश्वारः परदरः अर्तेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्त्वमनश्वरूपं कहारः पूर्वरूपम् आहारो मध्यमरूपम् अनश्वारः शान्तिरूपं बिन्दुरुद्ररूपं नादसन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणहर्षिः नेत्रोद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ कं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो तन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रथं सवरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं स सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतिः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनामरः नमो वराधपतये नमो गणपतये नमः ब्रह्मदपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुधाय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய பிங்களா நாடியை கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் பிங்களா நாடியை சுத்திகரிப்பு செய்திடுங்கள். தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எதிர்காலத்தை பற்றிய எதிர்பார்ப்புகளிலிருந்து விடுபட்டு விட்டோம். தாயே, தாங்களே அனைத்தையும் செய்பவர், அதனை அனுபவிப்பவரும் தாங்களே ஆவீர். நாங்கள் எதுவும் செய்யவில்லை, எங்களுக்கு எதுவும் தெரியாது. தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியில் நிலையான அமைதி தன்மையை அனுபவிக்கிறோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் மைய நாடியான சுழுமுனை நாடியோடு இணைகிறோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் உங்களிடத்தில் முழுமையாக சரணடைகிறோம். கவனம் நம்முடைய சுழுமுனை நாளைக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாய், தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சமநிலையில் இருக்கின்றோம். எங்களின் ஆசைகள் மிகவும் தூய்மையாக தங்கள் அருளால் ஆக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறதம்மா. தாயே, நாங்கள் மாறாத சமநிலையை தங்கள் அருளால் அனுபவிக்கிறோம். தாயே, எங்களுக்கு இந்த ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வின் மூலமாக இறைவனோடு ஒருங்கிணைந்த நிலையில் ஆனந்தத்தை அனுபவிக்கக்கூடிய பாக்கியத்தை எங்களுக்கு தந்து அருள் புரிந்திருக்கின்றீர்கள். தாயே, நாங்கள் முழுமையாக தங்களிடத்தில் சரணடைகிறோம். கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய மூலாதார சக்கரம். தாய், தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் கள்ளம் கபடமற்ற குழந்தை குணத்துடன் இருப்பதால் மாறாத அசையாத அமைதி நிலையினை அனுபவிக்கின்றோம். தாயே, இதை நாங்கள் முழுமையான சரணாகதியுடன் தங்களிடத்தில் கூறுகின்றோம். எங்களுக்கான இந்த நிலைப்பாட்டை தாங்களே அருள் புரிய வேண்டும் அம்மா. தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் கள்ளம் கபடமற்ற குழந்தை குணத்துடன் இருப்பதற்கு வலிமையை தாருங்கள் அம்மா. மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ கணேஷா கௌரி குண்டலினி மாதா சாக்ஷா. ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेशा गौरी कुंडलिनी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரம். கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய நாபி சக்கரம். மெதுவாக பவசாகரம். மெதுவாக ஹிருதய சக்கரம். மெதுவாக விசுத்தி சக்கரம். மெதுவாக ஆக்ஞா சக்கரம். தாய், தங்கள் அருளால் நான் எல்லோரையும் மன்னிக்கிறேன். என்னுடைய அகங்காரத்தையும் மமகாரத்தையும் தங்களின் பொற்பாதங்களில் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறேன். தாயே, தயவு செய்து என்னை மன்னித்து விடுங்கள். நான் என்னுள் இருக்கும் அசையா தன்மையின் ஆனந்தத்தினை அனுபவிக்கிறேன் அம்மா. தாயே, தங்களிடத்தில் முழுமையாக நாங்கள் சரணடைகிறோம். கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய சகஸ்ராரம். தாய், தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வு பெற்று 2ஆம் பிறப்பை எடுத்துள்ளோம். தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் உள்ளும் புறமும் ஒருங்கிணைப்பின் ஆனந்தத்தினை அனுபவிக்கிறோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் சுஷுமனா நாடியில் அசையா தன்மையின் ஆனந்தத்துடன் ஐக்கியமாகி எல்லா சக்கரங்களின் ஐக்கியமாகிய சகஸ்ராரத்தில் ஐக்கியமாகிவிட்டோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் முழுமையான அசையா தன்மையின் அமைதியை உணர்கிறோம். மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ சச்சிதானந்தா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री सच्चिदानन्दा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. கவனம் மெதுவாக நம்முடைய நிர்விச்சாரா நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுவோம். மெதுவாக நிர்விகல்பா நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுவோம். தாயே, இந்நிலையில் நான் எனது என்ற அனைத்தும் கரைந்து விட்டதம்மா. நாங்கள் என்ற ஒருங்கிணைந்த நிலையில் நிற்கிறோம். தயவு செய்து எங்களை ஆழ்நிலை தியானத்தில் அசையாத நிலைக்கு எங்களை அழைத்து செல்லுங்கள் அம்மா. ஸ்ரீ மகத் அகங்காரா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महत् अहंकारा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः. அமைதியான எண்ணங்கள் அற்ற நிலையில் சில நிமிடம் இருப்போம். அமைதியான தியான நிலையில் நாம் அன்னையின் அருளுரையை கேட்போம்.
I'm sorry for being late. I did not know that this program is in a beautiful place like this. And here you see a beautiful painting of Michelangelo expressing the desire of the divine, your Father, to save you, to help you out. And it's working out. In Germany, we have had very great aggressive happenings. And that brought forth a devastating effect on the Western life all over. The value systems were broken, the idea of dharma was disturbed, women started behaving like men, and so many people died. Very young people died, very, very young. All their desires were not fulfilled. All their life gave them nothing but war. That was a kind of a heat wave that came, destroying all the subtler things. When the nature gets its respite or is angry, it destroys only gross things. But when human beings start destroying, they destroy even the subtler things like your value system, your character, your chastity, your innocence, your forbearance. So now the war is on the subtler level. We have to now understand that all these things have brought such a shattering effect in the West, on the Western personality. So the first effort one has to do is to repair it, to put it straight, make it stand on its own legs. Because people lost their personality, their tradition. They had no moorings, no roots. And they started moving towards anything that was brought in as some sort of a intellectual experience. The women became very independent and they thought they can work out their own problems. That they thought they can become like men. Here the problem started, even in a worse way. Because woman is a woman, and a very little thing which is called a man in her. And when she tries to avoid what she has and develop something that she has very little, then she becomes funny. But she may be possessed by so many men who are dead. The desire to become manly can attract so many bhuts who want to enter into woman's mind. And when they enter, they have the garb of a woman and mind of a devil. And the women can not see it, because maybe with those devilish things in the worldly way they might be successful. They might be better off. Maybe they can dominate everyone. They might become meticulous like men, absolutely matter of fact, very neat, tidy, clean, devoid of all beauty and sweetness. Then these women ultimately become like vampires. So though the war is over, it is working through the women of Germany, I think. I had heard this attack had come before also, and there were women called as Amazonic. Now that history is repeating itself again. The other day I had an interview with a German lady, and I was amazed at her attitude, because I felt she is still a Nazi in her, some Nazi bhut is sitting in her. She was a double personality. One way she was talking sweetly, another way she was a Nazi. And a fascist. Very cunningly, they have got arguments. The first thing they can do is to say that we are siding with downtrodden people, like India. Indians are Aryans, we are Aryans, and we are people who are sympathizing with the Aryans. Indians are spiritual people. And they feel they are like Indians of all the things. Can you believe it? The quality of life should improve, is the point. The quality of men is different from that of women. I have told you many a times. And if women try to be manly, then they cannot achieve anything proper. We have had many like this. You have seen Mao's wife. You have seen Mrs. Chiang Kai-shek. Now this new lady, Carlos her name was, Marcos. So many women like that. They always make a mess of things when they try to be manly. In the history, we have many women. In India, women are very well equipped. We have had women like Jhansi Ki Rani who fought against the British. She was a widow. She tied her child on her back and fought the British. They say that her horse jumped from 180 feet from the turret of a fort. And the Britishers have written down that though we have got Jhansi, the victory comes to us, but glory goes to Jhansi Ki Rani. We have had great women in India. Like Noor Jahan was another great woman. We had Chand Bibi, Ahilya Bai, but they were all women. They didn't have ego of men. When it comes to one can work in the offices with men, but they need not become men. I'll tell you an example of my own. I had to build our house in Lucknow. I did it in a real woman style. And I built a very good house, better than any man could build, in a very, very cheap way. Like a man would go, first of all, he'll get an architect. Go and measure everything, then he'll try to fit everything into it beforehand. Then he will, in his ego, go to some expensive place, shop, get something expensive, be cheated by that. Then again in his ego, he'll go and get some very expensive labor and appoint somebody. He'll be in charge of everything, in charge. I did in a very different way. I had money, so I went and found out who are the best people, who have the best bricks. The house was to be built by bricks. Then what else do you need? Just like a woman would cook her food, you see. You need also sand, all right? Then you need cement and you need iron bars and labor. So I didn't go the way men went round. I found out the man who was selling the best bricks. So he said, I have no money because I have to put up those clins and fill them up with the bricks, and for that you require initial money. I said, all right, I'll buy one whole clin from you, whole one. How much will you take from me? He said, 5,000 rupees sufficient. But he said, if the clin goes off or there's something wrong with it, if it is misfired, then it is to your lookout. I said, doesn't matter. You put one clin in my name. So I bought a complete clin from him, complete. Kiln is a thing where they put all the bricks, you see, and then cover it with mud and fire it from down below. Sometimes it could be that the whole thing can go into a waste or crumple down. I said, you do like that. Only 5,000. When it is nicely fired and all that, it would cost you nothing short of 50,000 rupees. Then I went to the river and I said, how much for a one part, as they call it, a big area of sand? They said, at this time, when it is summertime, it's very little. But in winter time, it will be quite a lot. A man would go, he'll say, all right, now you need so much, bring it now. Then you will need more, you bring it now. But I didn't do that. I said, summertime is a nice thing, cheap you are getting, why not buy the whole? So I bought the whole part, the whole area of that sand. All right. Then I went for the ironmongers. I said, now what about iron? They said, you have to order. But if you order in bulk, then we'll give you much cheaper. And cash down you have to pay so much. I said, all right. I ordered it. So it was all ready. Just like we do for cooking, you get everything ready-made, ready there. Then what we needed was wood. So they said wood will come from Nepal. I said, all right. What else? They said from any other forest it can come. So I went to a forest in the center of India called Jabalpur. There I ordered. The whole wood was cut, newly cut, and in an auction I bought a lot of wood from there. And I got all that there. Plus I got the marble from there. This marble was never used before, anywhere. I said, it's very simple. I can use this marble for everything. So I got marble and wood together from that place. Then the labor. Then I asked my friends if they knew any good workers who are good at masonry work. They said, yes, this one is good, that one is good. So I called all of them. I said, see now, you can stay with me in this house. And I'll feed you very well, and I'll give you food, and I'll look after you very well. So they are all settled down with their family. And I used to cook for them. By cooking, I won them over. And they would do anything for me. Absolutely. They are so kind to me. They would produce new technique that they knew. They would produce an effect of marble out of the cement. All kinds of art that they had, they put there. So such a big house with 20 bedrooms and 5 drawing rooms, dining rooms was created within 1 year's time. Not only that, but the price of the house, nobody can believe, was 1/10 of the one that the architect would have taken. But it was all written so well, everything done so well, because I didn't know how to write accounts. So what I used to do, every day I used to say, all right, today I take out so much money. Then this much was spent. Like that I wrote every day. And not one single rupee was missing in that. So nobody could prosecute me, no problem. Otherwise, all the officers who built their houses there had to go through lots of problems. Their income was taxed, this thing, nothing happened. And I got such a huge house made in such a little money. And such a house that people said that even Taj Mahal may fall down, this will not fall. Because I made a good foundation, everything, because I had bricks so cheap. The whole of the thing I bought for no price at all, and half of it I sold back because so much remaining. Then whatever I had bought, the sand, I brought it, sold half of it because I didn't need it at a double the price, so I got my sand free. The wood that I had brought from there, I got it properly chiseled out, and I had a little tank in which I put it, so the whole thing became absolutely, what you call that, weatherproof. I got it out, and half of it I used, half of it only, for 100 windows and 60 doors, and the rest of it I sold. And even the chips were sold as burning for wood. You see, burning wood, what you call that. So you can imagine, something was sold as timber and some for the hearths. But I had to do cooking for them. I had to look after their comfort. I got them nice blankets and nice beds to sleep and this and that, so they were very happy. That's how a woman works out. And everybody was amazed. They could not find any faults with my accounts. They could not find faults with anything. And I told all my husband's friends to keep 5 miles away from me. because he was working with the Prime Minister. People would have said that, all right, she's taking bribes and things like that. Then there was another problem was that they would have come and told me this not good, that not good. I kept them out because only they can argue. Men can only argue. Women produce the results. No conferences, nothing. I said, nothing doing. Let me do the job myself. Very nicely in the company of all these people, I built the house, a beautiful house, which I think they have taken a film, and you might be able to see the house that I built. So when the woman who is a Sahajogini must develop her these special qualities, because she is very intuitive, woman is very intuitive. She always reaches the right conclusion in no time. If she is a woman, but if she is half man and a little of a woman, then I don't know what sort of a thing it is. So a woman should try to be a woman. She's so powerful. She's powerful like this Mother Earth, who can bear every sort of thing, and she can give the best that is with her. Extremely sacrificing, extremely giving, forbearing, loving, forgiving. When men develop the woman's quality, then they become saints. But not the woman's quality that they run after women. This kind of a nonsense is not there. They have to be Veeras, they have to be chivalrous people, they have to be brave. They have to be brave, but with that they have to develop compassion, forgiveness. But I think it is the other way around in Germany very much, and I find around also among Western Sahajogis this is a very common affair going on. Women develop horrible egos. In India, women work. Everything they do. We have had great orators since long time, well known. But they don't have ego. My mother was honors in those days when there were only 2 or 3 women who had done such a degree, but I never saw her with any ego in her. My own daughters, one of them has done architecture and also interior decoration. She's not now working because her husband is working all right. But she makes houses for others, she draws for others, she helps others freely. And she has such friends. So what is the achievement of a woman? She has more people around her. Human power. She has more human beings around her. And what is the capacity of men? They have all the bills of the house to be paid. They have to pay for the insurance, the repairs of the car. Let them do the dirty jobs. Women receive all the love letters from the children, from the husband, from everyone. They are loved. They are cared for. Now, because they are become manly, they don't have all these advantages. Like formerly, if you are going in a bus, they would give a seat to a lady. Now nobody does that. Once a lady was traveling, old lady, and there was one young fellow sitting there. I said, why don't you allow her to sit down? He said, why should I? She's also wearing a pant, I'm also wearing a pant. This old lady was wearing trousers. So he said, why should I give her seat? She's wearing a trouser, I'm wearing a trouser. What's the difference? So all that is our advantage and privilege we are losing by becoming men. And what do we gain? What do we gain? Actually, on the contrary, I think in modern days, women are much more slaves of men than they were before. They get very upset. Say there's a Sahajogini. Now she's caught up very badly and she has certain problems. First thing she'll think about, oh God, now my husband will leave me, he'll take away my children, where will I do? She'll never think of Sahajog. But I met one extraordinary woman. I must say, she was a real woman. She said, Mother, because I'm schizophrenic, I want to get out of Sahaj Yoga. I'll divorce my husband. I don't want to see my children. Sahaj Yoga is much more important than me, than my husband and my children. That's a woman, I said. She said, I am schizophrenic from childhood. I have discovered it now, and it comes back again. But mostly women are worried about themselves. Oh God, I'll have to leave my husband. Means what they were doing was to sponge on the husband. I'll have to leave my children. What about leaving Sahaj Yoga? If you think Sahaj Yoga is the most important, you can get rid of your schizophrenia also. Why should God help you? You are just thinking like ordinary women about yourself, only worried about yourself. Not worried about Sahaj Yoga. Same with some men, but men are not so much frightened because they think they can stand on their legs. And women should also know now they are Sahajoginis, that they are Sahajoginis, and mother is going to look after them. But if you are worried about yourself only, your husband, my house, my children, then you are a gone case. You are no more a woman now. It's not a sign of a good woman. A woman is that who loves all the children. Her loving capacity is great. But if she becomes miserly, if she becomes small-minded, then she is not a woman. I told you about my granddaughters. I asked them, what do you want to be? They were very small. So they said, we want to be a nurse or an air hostess. So I said, why? What is so great about these jobs? They said, grandmother, in these two jobs only you can feed people. There's no other job in which you can really feed others. The joy of feeding others is greater than writing files in the office. Absolutely, I tell you. It's a horrid job to write files in the office. It's better to do some nice cooking, thinking so many are going to eat and enjoy it, than to do this dirty job. But women have lost their heads. They are not level-headed now. Become stupid. Now in Germany you have to be very careful. In Austria you have to be very careful. Austrian women are great, but I would say German women. That you don't try to become men. First of all, the best way to stop it is not to talk too much.
அன்னையின் உரையை மனதில் கொண்டு சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு சகிப்புத்தன்மை, பொறுமை, அன்பு, மன்னித்தல் குணம், சாட்சி பாவனை இவை அனைத்தையும் தயவு செய்து தந்தருளுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் தங்களின் அன்பிலும் அரவணைப்பிலும் பாதுகாப்பிலும் இருக்கின்றோம் என்ற நிலைப்பாட்டை எங்களுக்குள் அழுத்தமாக பதிய வைத்திடுங்கள் அம்மா. தாயே, இன்றைய தியானத்தில் எங்களுக்கு தங்களின் அருளுரையில் பெண்களுக்கான அறிவுரைகளை கூறியமைக்கும் நாங்கள் அதை எவ்வித கவனச்சிதறல்களும் இல்லாமல் கேட்பதற்குரிய சூழ்நிலையை அமைத்து தந்தமைக்கும் எங்களின் கோடானு கொடி நன்றிகளை தங்களுடைய பொற்கமல திருப்பாதங்களில் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம் அம்மா. தாயே, முழுமையாக நாங்கள் தங்களிடத்தில் சரணடைகிறோம். இன்றைய தியானத்தில் நாங்கள் ஏதேனும் தவறுகள் செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னித்து விடுங்கள். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அன்னையின் இந்த சொற்பொழிவின் தொடர்ச்சி நாளை கேட்போம். இது அன்னையை வணங்கி நன்றி கூறி குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம்.